आज हर जर्रा सरे तूर नजर आता है, जिस तरफ देखो वही नूर नजर आता है। आज हर एक है मुश्ताक लिकाए शहीदी, घर में बैठा कोई रह जाए मुमकिन ही नहीं। गुलशने हजरत अहमद में चले बाद बहार, अब्र रहमत से बरसने लगे पैहम अनवार।
We just watched the opening session of the 46th Jalsa Salana, Canada. We had an opportunity to listen to the first speech by Murabbi Imtiaz Sara Sahib, which was on the topic of the impact of the Holy Quran on our daily lives. Najib Sahib, one of the things that he touched on, he touched on a lot of things, but one thing that really struck me was a quotation of the promised Messiah ﷺ, in which the promised Messiah ﷺ said that, the teaching of the Holy Quran is so powerful that within a few days, it can help reform an individual. I thought that was an amazing message, and I'm hopeful that many of our attendees will benefit from that message.
हमारे साहब ये जलसा चूँकि इसका मेन थीम कुरान है, तो अगले 3 दिन में हम कुरान की खूबियों, उसकी बरक़ात के बारे में ज़िक्र करेंगे। लेकिन अब मौका है इस जलसा गाह के क़याम के लिए जिस शोबे ने सबसे ज़्यादा मेहनत की है और सबसे ज़्यादा बुनियादी काम किया है, वो है शोबा जायदाद। तो उसके जो नेशनल असिस्टेंट सेक्रेटरी हैं मुकर्रम शमून रशीद साहब, वो हमारे साथ हैं, तो हम उनसे ज़रा गुफ्तगू करते हैं।
So Shamoon Sahib, you were introduced as one of your roles in the Jamaat, but you also have a second role for this Jalsa Salana, which is Nazam City Permits. And this is a really interesting role that you have because a lot of people don't know as to the effort that goes into setting up Jalsa at this level. Some people that are watching, we may think that the Jamaat, takes a few days out of the calendar that, all right, these days we'll have Jalsa, we put up tents, and they think that's it. But there's a lot of background to this. If you could please share with our viewers some of that background and the legal process.
Jazakallah for having me here. Yeah, basically, this process started last year in July, and it took over a year to have this whole process completed. And the documentation that goes into this is, we had over 500 pages of documentation in the application. It first goes to the city, they review the application, they recommend that to the council review it, have a vote on it, then they give a permit based on some conditions. And those conditions are then completed by the different departments. We had to complete 20 different departments' requirements going through the application process for this Jalsa. And because we are in a township, not only the township departments, but also the county. And this whole process basically took us, like a year for that. And last 2 days ago, we basically got the full approval from all the departments, 20 departments.
Jazakallah so much. We have so much more to, I wish we had more time to talk to you in more detail. To our viewers, it's definitely been a long journey, a very long journey to this road here to Bradford.
Wasi' Makanika, enlarge your abode. These are the words that were revealed to the promised Messiah. May peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. It inspires members to continually strive for excellence and to spread the message of Islam. Jalsa Salana is the prime event of the year in many countries around the world, in which the guests of the promised Messiah alayhi salam increasingly attend in the thousands. In Canada, it is very much the same. From its humble beginnings with a handful of attendees to the thousands across the nation, the community is growing larger every year. So let us embark on how the Canadian Jamaat enlarged their abode, culminating in this year's historic Jalsa Salana as we witness the unfolding prophecy of Hadika-e-Ahmed.
दरिया बना दिया.
We acquired Baitul Islam in 85, 86 time period. And at that time, the Jalsa was held in a school. David Mary Thompson School was in Scarborough, and our Shura, our Jalsa, our monthly meeting was happening over there. And then Toronto Congress Centre was one of the places where we had some events over there when we needed larger gathering. After the acquisition of Baitul Islam Mosque, the Jalsa started happening at Baitul Islam Mosque property.
I have seen the Jalsa Salana, which was first Jalsa Salana, which was held at Baitul Islam property, and Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Rabi Rahimahullah attended that. It was such an amazing Jalsa Salana at that time.
But this became very small for our purposes, and after 99, most of the annual conventions were held outside.
In 2001, we started having our Jalsas at International Center.
We didn't have to worry about the electricity, we didn't have to worry about water, we didn't have to worry about internet facility. Everything was basically set up, and we would go in and do our setup and whole Jalsa.
But we realized that this place is going to get small very soon, and for future planning we should get something bigger.
Jamaat has surpassed the capacity of International Center, and it's hard to accommodate the members who are coming and to serve them properly, especially the guest of Hazrat Masih Maud Rasul. So I think it's a good time to move on.
So we started looking at various opportunities, and when we heard that there's a land available in Bradford, which is only about 30 to 40 minutes drive from our Baitul Islam Mosque, we got interested into it.
I received a call that land is listed in Bradford. It is very close to a mission house. It takes only half an hour, 200 acres, and we should immediately go and see it. And along with the realtor, we went to see the land, and I was personally convinced that this is a suitable land for our future purposes.
The land was purchased for multi-purpose for the Jamaat activities and Jamia and Jalsa Salana and Ijtimaat of auxiliary organizations.
By the grace of Allah, in 2012, Jamaat Ahmadiyya Canada was blessed to have Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Khamis, may Allah be his helper, come to Canada, where he inaugurated Hadika-e-Ahmad.
I had a huge blessing and honor to be a part of that group of people who were able to go. When Hazur Anwar Eidul Talib arrived, we were all lined up. Hazur Anwar said Assalamu alaikum to everyone. And then after that, it was arranged that there'll be a lunch. Some of the members who were there, they had the food in their own plate, which they were eating. Somebody has fish, or somebody had roti or something. And they just requested Hazur that please do the tabarak to this. And Hazur graciously accepted that and took a little bit from many of the members' plates. Looking after Hazur's visit, we see that many of the usage that Jamaat has acquired this property for has been starting to utilize that property for that purpose.
So historically, once we finish one Jalsa, we always start working on the second Jalsa. But because in Hadika Ahmad this is happening first time, we've been working on this project for last 6-7 years. There was a lot of earth movement, so we have to level those grounds because the tents that we are going to erect on those grounds, they required a certain level surfacing. Then finally, when we spoke with the city last year, they gave us only 2 weeks, and that was just before our 2023 Jalsa. They gave us a target date of July 10th. So by the grace of Allah, it came together, and we applied on time, and finally we got our approvals in October. Everything just came together, and this setup that we are seeing, it's happening for first time for us, it's happening first time for vendors as well.
This is an exciting time, but it is also a very challenging time. It's not an easy thing to do, to hold an outdoor Jalsa. Compared to outdoor Jalsa, an indoor facility is a piece of cake.
But with the grace of Allah and mercy of Allah and prayers of Hazrat Khalifatul Masih, Ayyadullah Talib bin Aziz, those challenges just evaporate. A day before Jalsa Salana, we may see, oh, this thing is impossible. But next day Jalsa is starting, and those challenges are not there anymore.
So this year,
The very fact that we are having this Jalsa outside in about 20 years at such a large scale, this in itself is very exciting for our members.
And you can imagine, you look at the ground behind me, and this is the true fulfillment of the prophecy of the promised Messiah Islam, Wase Makanaka. As Jamaat has grown substantially in the last few years, beloved Huzur Anwar mentioned that we have outgrown the International Center and now we need to go out and find a bigger space. Since that time, Jamaat has been actively working on to ensure that we meet the fulfillment of wishes of Huzur Anwar.
आए हैं फल लाने के दिन
The role of Afsar Jalsa Salana, there are multiple hats. We have to coordinate with city, with county. That also translates into different departments in order to have all the permissions to hold Jalsa Salana at Hadiq Ahmed. And then, of course, we have to coordinate with vendors to bring in all this, what we are looking here on the site. But at the same time, the third role, the main role is to coordinate between different departments, Jalsa Gah, Khidmat-e-Khalq.
We spoke with Afsar Khidmat-e-Khalq, who provided us with an inside look at the effort and dedication of the volunteers and workers so that they could achieve a successful Jalsa Salana.
So this year, by the grace of Allah Ta'ala, I am humbly serving as a Afsar Khidmat-e-Khalq. We have to take care of the parking and security duties at the Jalsa Salana. And the first volunteer that you meet at Jalsa Salana and the last volunteer that you meet and the first and last impression that you get from the Jalsa Salana is from the Khidmat-e-Khalq department. We need to make sure like all the attendees of Jalsa Salana, when they come to Jalsa Salana, they feel comfortable while they're here at the Jalsa Salana site.
The Afsar Jalsa Gah has the crucial responsibility of overseeing the smooth execution of all key moments at the Jalsa Salana.
So when the Jalsa Salana finishes their job of providing these marquees, then the Jalsa Gah team takes over and they start doing their setup inside. That includes the setup for the Jalsa, setup for seating of the members, and most importantly, the program itself. The theme of this year is Al-Khayru Kulluhu fil Quran. All goodness lies in the Holy Quran. You know, the fundamental objective of Jalsa Salana is the tarbiyat of our members. And if we are able to put across this message, I think it will be a good refresher for all of us.
A key factor throughout the year is maintaining this piece of land. This is done by the caretaker Khizr Hayat, who works diligently to ensure that the property is always in excellent condition.
ये हदीका अहमद का जो लैंड है ये तकरीबन 250 एकड़ है तो इस पे जो है ना एप्पल ट्री हैं एप्पल ट्री तकरीबन 2000 के करीब हैं अब मेरा काम जो शुरू से सर्दियों से मैं ना जलसे के लिए काम जो कर रहा हूँ मैंने कुछ यहाँ पे ट्री जो थे या जो पत्थर वगैरह थे वो साफ़ किए हैं और एरिया का जो साफ़ सुथरा घास काटना वगैरह शामिल है इसमें जलसे में जिन लोगों को हेल्प की ज़रूरत होती है मैं उनकी हेल्प कर देता हूँ
Khidmat-e-Khalq is not limited to the security and parking as well because our Khudam, they are responsible to provide services to our Langar Khana team as well and also any other thing regarding the Jalsa Salana. Our Khudam plays the integral role in the duties of Jalsa Salana. So you can see that before Jalsa Salana, we planted almost 1,000 trees in this property. So everyone is excited to attend the Jalsa Salana and participate in any way that they can.
If you look around the property, you'll see that our team has identified exactly which marquee is going where with different pegs, and they're exactly down to the measurement.
This is the corner for the flooring because the flooring has to be a little bit shorter than the actual marquee size so that we can run the wires and other stuff. That will help other vendors. For example, the vendor with the marquees. It will be easy for them to put their plates and then start framing.
Today we're doing 3 of our frame tents, 30 by 40 feet. The largest one would be the 50 meter that we've had here. We've done 30 meter in there. We've got 25 meter. We got 20 meter. I think we have a couple 15-meter. I think we've already been here a month and a half already, and there's still more to go. So we're working on it.
वहीं पे सर झुका दिया जो ज़्यादा राह पास था वो सब यहाँ लुटा दिया खुदा का नूर देख कर झुका दिया न जिसने सर बनाएगा वो किस तरह से जन्नतों में अपना घर.
This is our main junction box where we are connecting all our fiber optic cable for the entire Jalsa. We will be accommodating network, video, audio, security system, CCTV, everything will be plugged in over here and will be distributed to all markets.
What is it? Live post-production. So that's flag hoisting, and then we've got the road there, so then this ought to be where the studio is going to go. We're just part of the organizing team here, just trying to sort some stuff out. Yeah, I wish.
This goes to the cookhouse, and then we're going to go from there up to the house, and then they're digging the rest.
रसूल ने बताए थे जो दीन हक रास्ते.
Alhamdulillah, we're preparing for all the lighting and whatever the power required in the marquee. All the marquee designate Lajna and overflows. We all, inshallah ta'ala, preparing for that. This is the extension core we preparing for the lighting. And thus we're stripping the wire and preparing for all the extension core for electricity. And from there we go all the way up and drop it down.
जले हैं बादबान सब बराबर इनके वास्ते हैं सूद और जियान सब सरीह हुक्म को भी ये जो आज मानते नहीं मिटाएगा जहां.
So we're just assembling the bottom portion of the geodesic dome right now. We just finished putting the base. We got the carpet down, knee walls are up. Now we're on to the first layer of the triangles.
जो उसको मानता नहीं वो वक्त का गुलाम है.
Here we have the MTA compound getting ready. We have the officers getting dropped off today and just getting that organized. Yeah, so that when you get there, let me know if you have a 25 by 20.
दो आए हैं नेक्स्ट जो है वो नॉन पार्टीशनड है.
We are witnessing the blessings of Allah Ta'ala. The volunteers are giving time, but at the same time there are certain volunteers who are going exceptional. For example, one of our volunteers was supposed to pick up a lot of fence from our vendor. The fence rental is one component, the transportation is another component, and he has his own business. When we spoke to him, he said, "Don't worry, I will take time off, I will bring my own trucks and I will transport all the fences." And by the grace of Allah, he made multiple trips and he transported all the fence that needs to be required on this facility. And that saves us at least 3 times of the rent that we have paying in transportation. And then volunteers have installed. The vendor was asking us 3 times of the price of the rent in order to install the fences. But the volunteers said, no, we will install it ourselves, and the team have started it. By the grace of Allah, they have already completed the fence.
In the light of the Quranic guidance, ta'awanu 'alal birri wat taqwa, and help one another in goodness and piety. Volunteers represent the Nizam of Jalsa Salana. Take the example of rubbing parts of a machine. They need grease, oiling. Good morals, courtesy, and forgiveness is the oiling of social interaction. Dear volunteers, my dear volunteers, just as rebuilding of Kaaba was to bring humanity to Allah, and settlement of Rabwa in a barren land was to build a town of lovers of God, Inshallah, Jalsa Salana at Hadika Ahmad will start a tradition of sharing the beautiful teachings of Islam Ahmadiyyat in Canada under the guidance of Khilafat.
We Ahmadis are like sheep. We are grazing on a green land without fear. And our Khalifatul Masih is like a shepherd. And he's watching us, guiding us. We have no knowledge because, when you look at the sheep, they have no knowledge. They just go here and there and eat grass here and there. When there is a shepherd who is always guiding them, and especially our Khalifatul Masih is guided by Allah, not by human. So that's very important to understand, that a shepherd who is guided by Allah is guiding us. So if we just get out of that invisible fence which Hazrat Masih Maud has mentioned, I am the protector of this Jamaat. So if we get out of that, obviously there are wild beasts out there to attack us. So we should always think about it whenever we think of Khilafat, that Khilafat is a key source of our blessing, our protection, and anything that comes in our life. Nothing can harm us if we are attached with Khilafat.
And it is from that attachment to Khilafat that took us from our humble beginnings to a blessed tent city where true Islam reverberates. With that, we see the unfolding of a great prophecy, Wasi' Makanika, enlarge your abode. These words, which had run through the heart of the promised Messiah alayhi salam, now flow through the veins of the guests of the promised Messiah.
कोई न जानता था के है कादिया किधर. आज हर जर्रा सरे तूर नजर आता है, जिस तरफ देखो वही नूर नजर आता है. आज हर एक है मुश्ताक लिकाए शहीदी, घर में बैठा कोई रह जाए मुमकिन ही नहीं. गुलशने हजरत अहमद में चली बार बार, अब्र रहमत से बरसने लगे पैहम अनवार. मसीह के हम गुलाम है जो वक्त का इमाम है, जो उसको मानता नहीं वो वक्त का गुलाम है. खुदा है जिससे वो.
So right now my duty is to basically lay down the carpet, but before the carpet we just lay down the polythene just to secure it from the bugs and water, and then the underlay and then the carpet. We are just in this marquee around 20 to 30, and then we are working for the last few days just for the setup point of view. Well, it's all manual labor, but alhamdulillah our volunteers are quite dedicated. Brampton region is assigned for us, and alhamdulillah we've got a lot of dedicated Khuddam from all over the Brampton, and alhamdulillah we're doing great. Setup would take, you may say, a few more days. We started I think Friday, and by Wednesday we'll be done.
यहाँ लुटा दिया खुदा का नूर देख कर झुका दिया ना जिसने सर, बनाएगा वो किस तरह से जन्नतों में अपना घर.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the MTA studio. Alhamdulillah, the vibes at this year's Jalsa have been absolutely ecstatic. I've been receiving many messages from you guys. My phone has been constantly ringing for the past few hours. Let's have a look and see how your experience has been during this Jalsa Salana. We have many messages coming from you guys. Some of you guys are obviously showing the different areas you're coming from. Yellowknife, Ontario. Some of you guys are coming from Regina. We see the West Coast, alhamdulillah, coming to this year's Jalsa Salana. In addition to this, we also have many pictures and videos that you guys have also sent to this year's Jalsa Salana in your engagements. Although one thing that I have not seen from you guys is the food. You know, how has the food been in this year's Jalsa? How has the dal been? You know, today we received, the Jalsa dal today, something that I've been craving for the entire year. How has the food been? How has the bazaar been? Or if you're volunteering in this year's Jalsa, how has your duty been? How has your experiences been? We want to know. Please send us your engagement and your experience to our social media pages on Instagram and Twitter. We also have the question of the day, which is, what is your must-have item at the Jalsa Salana? You know, for me personally, it has to be the boots. Because as we see outside, it is raining outside, it does get muddy, boots are an essential. But Najib Saab and Umair Saab, what do you guys think? What is something that you have to have?
I think topi. For me, it's topi.
What a Murabi answer. So for me, I was also thinking boots, but honestly, I actually forgot my ID card and they weren't even letting me in. So I think the most important thing is actually your ID card.
You can't even access the Jalsa
Yeah,
Salana.
so.
We want to hear your answers as well, so make sure to comment to us on MTA and Instagram, and make sure to share your experience as well. Until then, we will see you on our Instagram pages and Twitter pages.
So, to our viewers,
सलाना के सामान के दिन है अल्लाह से कुछ वादो पैमान के दिन
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to all of our viewers to the 46th Jalsa Salana Canada.
सामान के दिन है अल्लाह से कुछ वादो पैमान के दिन है आज हर जर्रा सरे तूर नजर आता है जिस तरफ देखो वही नूर नजर आता है आज हर एक है मुश्ताक लिकाए शहीदी घर में बैठा कोई रह जाए ये मुमकिन ही नहीं गुलशने हजरत अहमद में चले बार बार अबर रहमत से बरसने लगे पे हम अनवार
So here in Canada, many of us Canadians, we count down to the summertime here to enjoy the weather. As you know, the winters are long, so when summer comes, we're outside, we're enjoying, and one of those activities that are very popular here in Canada is cycling. Najib Saab, are you into riding a bicycle?
नहीं उमर साहब मुझे पानी पसंद है तो मैं लेक्स वगैरह पे जाता हूँ साइकिलिंग इतनी नहीं करता
Okay. Well, I'm not big on bicycling myself. My son is, but he's one of those popping wheelies and but we have different types of cyclists here today. And I'm so honored to introduce to you Usman Khan Sahib. Usman Khan Sahib is the chair of the cycling committee for Ansarullah. And we're honored to also have Zahir Ahmed Sahib from the United States of America, USA. And he is the USA cycling team captain. Assalamu alaikum, welcome to both of our guests.
Wa alaikum salam. Wa alaikum salam.
So Zahir Sahib, I'll start with you. You're here from the USA. And before we start, we actually, both of us had the honor of actually watching the cycling group that, if I understand correctly, came from the U.S. And cycled all the way here to the Jalsa Gah. And we had the fortunate opportunity to watch all of you, which was very inspiring. So Zahir Saab, what's the background regarding this activity, cycling from the U.S.? What inspired this?
So Hazur's desire is to promote bicycling in the Ansar and the Khuddam. And after last year, we returned from Germany to London bicycle tour with Amir Saab of Germany. And I was talking to our Qaid Sehet, our national Qaid Sehet at the Jalsa. And we started talking about making our own international tours to promote and attract more youth into it. Okay. So we thought that this would be a blessed event and we should pursue it.
तो आपने कितने किलोमीटर का सफ़र किया है अमेरिका से और किधर से शुरू किया था ताकि हमारे नाज़रीन को अंदाज़ा हो जाए?
जी, I had planned from Buffalo to Mississauga, and the second day was Mississauga to Bradford. So total is about 150 miles. So that comes out around 200, 230, 240, some close to it.
So for our viewers, we're looking forward to a clip. Before we go to the clip, Usman Saab, it was a natural question I had. How do you cross the border with a bicycle? And like, where do you keep your clothes? I mean, I'm sure you're coming for Jalsa.
I mean, the crossing of the border, I think Zahir Saab has the experience because I'm in Canada.
All right.
But in terms of the clothes, we had a support vehicle with us, so we weren't carrying it on our person while we were riding the 200 kilometers. So we had support to help us along the way with food and extra, all our luggage.
Okay.
तो जो गाड़ी ड्राइव कर रहे थे वो भी उनका भी काउंट होगा साइकिल सफ़र में?
Yes, indeed.
हमारे नाजरीन के लिए ये जो सफ़र तय करके आए हैं इन्होंने बड़े खूबसूरत मनाजिर देखे होंगे रास्ते में और हमारी ख्वाहिश है कि हम वो मनाजिर अपने नाजरीन को भी दिखाएं। तो आइए इनकी सफ़र की चंद झलकियाँ देखते हैं।
काफ़िले दर काफ़िले उशाक के आए हैं मेहमान मसीह पाक के काफ़िले दर काफ़िले उशाक के
11 dedicated cyclists from all across America have gathered together to embark on a remarkable journey with a singular purpose. They ride to witness a new era in the history of Jalsa Salana, Canada.
The inspiration behind this was Huzur Anwar's irshad that we should do a cycle safar as UK did in Spain.
अभी यूके वाले 50 साइकिलिस्ट गए थे और वहाँ के दूसरे साइकिलिस्ट जो दुनिया से आए हुए वो भी उनमें शामिल हो गए और एक तबलीग का ज़रिया भी बन गया स्पेन में। वो 250 से 300 किलोमीटर सफ़र करके आए हैं, उससे तबलीग का रास्ता भी खुल गया। तो मकसद एक ये भी था कि जहाँ आपकी सेहत अच्छी हो तबलीग के रास्ते भी खुलें।
काफ़िले दर काफ़िले उशाक के आए हैं मेहमान मसीह पाक के।
USA approached us. They said they wanted to come to Jalsa Salana, Canada. So after the consultation with the Sadr Majlis Ansarullah Canada, Qiyad Zahanat Wasiti Jismani took initiative in planning the Canadian route. So we started out with Niagara Falls, and our first stop was in St. Catharines. From there, now this is the second stop in Mississauga. Alhamdulillah, there was about 20 riders, half and half from both USA and Canada. And there we're hoping to have other riders join us today. And inshallah ta'ala, we will have a next leg tomorrow morning going from Mississauga to Peace Village and from there to Bradford, where Jalsa Salana is taking place, to Jalsa Gah.
We are a group of Ansar from USA. We are traveling from different parts of USA to be part of Jalsa Salana, Canada. It is under the auspicious guidance of our beloved Hazur that we are riding.
It's fantastic because we've got our friends and brothers coming from the US and also from Germany as well. And, mutual friendship, affection, brotherhood, all of that developing as we reach Jalsa Salana, and that's the point of Jalsa.
मैं जर्मनी से आया हूँ। जब मैंने सुना कि कनाडा वाले पहली दफ़ा साइकिल टूर कर रहे हैं यूएसए के साथ, तो मैंने दरख्वास्त की उनसे, उस्मान भाई से, तो उन्होंने मुझे शामिल कर लिया टीम में।
By taking on this difficult journey, these Ansar brothers have not only demonstrated their tremendous endurance and cycling ability, but also their dedication to attending this blessed event.
काफिले दर काफिले उशाक के आए हैं मेहमान मसीह पाक के।
उमर साहब, एक ज़माना था कि लोग पैदल चल के और गधे गाड़ियों पे और घोड़ों पर कादियान आते थे और हज़रत मसीह मौऊद अलैहिस्सलाम के शुरू करदा जलसा में शामिल होते थे। अब अल्लाह ताला के फजल से हमारे पास ऐसी सहूलियात हैं, गाड़ियाँ हैं, जहाज़ हैं, साइकिल्स हैं जिन पर बैठ के लोग अब जलसा सालाना में शामिल होने के लिए आते हैं। उमर साहब, आपने साइकिल चलाना कब सीखा था?
I was young. I can't remember. It was a long time ago.
Next time, maybe we should try coming here.
I don't know about that. I'll stick with the buses in the car. Anyways, for our viewers, it was a pleasure. I hope you all enjoyed the in-studio interviews. The next 2 days, especially tomorrow, is jam-packed with a lot of interesting documentaries that MTA Studios Canada has made and lined up for our viewers, and we have a lot of good interviews, and I hope you all enjoyed the interview with the captains of the cycling teams. There's been a lot of highlights today. You see behind us, the weather has literally changed a few times in the last few hours, and I hope you all could witness that behind us. Inshallah, we look forward to seeing all of our viewers tomorrow.
जलसा सालाना कनाडा का पहला दिन अपनी तमाम तर बरकतों को समेटता हुआ इख्तिताम पजीर हुआ है। अगर आपका इसकी बराह रास्त नशरियात का कुछ हिस्सा आपके देखने से रह गया है, तो उसके लिए हमारी टीम ने हाइलाइट्स प्रिपेयर की हैं जो आप देख सकते हैं, और यूट्यूब पर जो नशरियात हैं हमारी वो रिपीट भी होंगी, आप उन्हें भी देख सकते हैं। कल इंशाल्लाह बराह रास्त नशरियात का आगाज़ जलसा गाह से 10:15 बजे टोरंटो वक्त के मुताबिक होगा। आप उसमें शामिल हों। कल का दिन जलसा सालाना का सबसे लंबा दिन होता है, उसमें जलसे की कार्रवाई भी होगी और बहुत सी डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज़ और बहुत से इंटरव्यूज़ और बहुत से और प्रोग्राम हैं जो हमने आपके लिए तैयार किए हैं। कल तक के लिए हमें इजाज़त दें। इंशाल्लाह कल मुलाकात होगी। अस्सलाम वालेकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू।
फिर जलसाए सालाना के सामान के दिन है, अल्लाह से कुछ वादो पैमान के दिन है।
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to all of our viewers to the 46th Jalsa Salana Canada.
सामान के दिन है, अल्लाह से कुछ वादो पैमान के दिन है। फिर जलसाए सालाना के सामान के दिन है, अल्लाह से कुछ वादो।
The Holy Quran becomes not only a source of spiritual guidance, but also a reservoir of strength, resilience, enduring inspiration for those navigating life with grace and fortitude.
Hazrat Masih Maud ﷺ said the Holy Quran explains that the favored ones are prophets, the righteous, the martyrs, and the virtuous. The perfect man combines these excellence in his person.
मोहब्बत है शब रोज, ये दिन तो बड़े हुस्न के एहसान के दिन हैं, ये दिन तो बड़े हुस्न के एहसान के दिन हैं। फिर जलसाए सालाना के सामान के दिन हैं, अल्लाह से कुछ वादा पैमान के दिन हैं। फिर जलसाए सालाना के सामान के दिन हैं, अल्लाह से कुछ वादा पैमान के दिन हैं। आज हर जर्रा सरे तूर नजर आता है, जिस तरफ देखो वही नूर नजर आता है। आज हर एक है मुश्ताक लिकाए शहीदी, घर में बैठा कोई रह जाए ये मुमकिन ही नहीं। गुलशने हजरत अहमद में चले बार बार, अब्र रहमत से बरसने लगे पैहम अनवार।